Make the ground shake.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I know I missed the upload last week. There was a lot going on, but anyway, today I'm doing the review of the Apple CarPlay module I installed about a month ago. Purposely left it about a month just to get to grips with, you know, how to use the system or Apple CarPlay, and how it is beneficial and whether it's worth the money or not. So let's get into it. This is what Apple CarPlay looks like. It's actually jumped straight into Waze for some reason. I guess it's probably because the last app I used, but this is what the main menu looks like, and this is how you usually, you know, get onto Apple CarPlay. So as you can see, you have Google, or not Google, Apple Maps, and then you have your music, and if you keep scrolling, you get all these apps, and mine are in a particular order because I went into my settings menu on my iPhone and, you know, I organized it how I want. So basically music and Waze priority, everything else just wherever it goes really. One thing you may want to know is that Apple CarPlay doesn't actually allow you to, I guess, watch Netflix, YouTube whilst moving. I've tried actually FaceTiming whilst having Apple CarPlay working, and it doesn't work. So it just doesn't allow anything video related, but other than that, it's really good. So yeah, in terms of what I initially thought of Apple CarPlay, I actually didn't do everything correctly, let's just say. So I'll just name all the bad things that happened. Steering wheel controls, that wasn't working, but it was easily fixable. You just go into the settings menu of CarPlay and then scroll through a couple of menus and then turn on steering wheel controls. Excellent. Next thing I had was connecting wirelessly, which I will show you now. So when Apple CarPlay isn't connected, this is what the menu looks like. Just before we get into it, actually, a couple of keys that you would, you know, I guess need to know how to use Apple CarPlay before even getting onto this menu. So you usually start off with your iDrive menu, which is this. So the best way to go onto Apple CarPlay would be to hold down the menu button for a couple of seconds, and then that brings you to this. Alternatively, you can hold down the back button for, I say, 5 to 10 seconds, and then it kind of, I guess, reboots the system. There we go. Actually took quite a while for it to happen. I thought it wasn't going to work for a second, but good thing it did. But yeah, so if you hold the back button, it kind of reboots the system. So for example, if it bugs out or something's not working correctly, I hold the back button. But if I want to change between the iDrive and Apple CarPlay fairly quickly, it's the menu button. Oh, my car's just turned off, that's why it went completely off. But yeah, they're the two, I guess, main buttons you'll need to know, if you didn't know already. Oh, and also, if you try to assign a sticky key to number 8, it actually takes you straight to Apple CarPlay. So I figured that out the other day. Actually, I was trying to, so what I do is I make number 7 my aux. If I'm using the USB to play music, music videos, I use number 7 to go straight to aux, because in my case I need the aux plugged in for the music to work through Apple CarPlay. I'll explain exactly why in a second. So the wireless setup is actually quite simple. Once you're on this menu, all you have to do is go on to wireless devices, Apple, well, CarPlay devices. Oh, sorry, not that one. Connect, and then start searching. And then whilst you're on your phone, you go onto the Bluetooth menu and you connect to Apple CarPlay. I'm actually not going to connect because, well, this is where one of my downfalls are for this system. I actually found the wireless system quite buggy. I don't know, it just Waze kept going on and off, and especially when I'm traveling to places that I have no clue where I am, if Waze cuts off midway, I'm freaking lost. So yeah, that's why I decided to go wired. And basically there's a little gap here which I fed the USB cable through, and I just leave it hanging here. So if you're using the wired Apple CarPlay, then you need to have the aux cable plugged in. I don't know if this is just me, but when it's not plugged in, the music just doesn't work for me. When you use Apple CarPlay wirelessly, I feel like the music's being played through Bluetooth. So when it's wired, it's using the aux cable. So depending on how you use Apple CarPlay, I'd suggest you follow one of those methods. The other thing I had an issue with is basically all my, I guess iDrive menu kept resetting. So for example, the trip computer, the date and time wasn't working, and something else actually. And generally the system was a bit buggy, and I thought, I must have done something wrong. So shout out to David. He helped me a lot with installing this, figuring out all my issues, and he was correct in the fact that I forgot to rewire the optical cable. So you need to actually remove the optical cable from the power harness, originally that goes into the head unit, and put it into the new harness, which is then put into the head unit, as I showed in the previous video. So yeah, don't forget to do that. And once I did that, everything worked perfectly. I've got no issues with CarPlay. Honestly, it's just a fantastic device, and I'm just glad that I was able to retrofit it, because it makes my life 10 times easier, to be fair. And I just think the iDrive 4 especially is very outdated. iDrive 5 looks kind of cool, but iDrive 4 is just very old. So I guess it modernizes the car, you could say. So yeah guys, like I said, overall I absolutely loved the install. Definitely the best mod I've done so far, 100%, only because I can use Waze all the time. And honestly, it makes the iDrive look 10 times better. It's, makes the most of it really, and modernizes the car a bit. So yeah, other than my fault in not rewiring the optical cable, I have seen no issues with the CarPlay as of yet. Obviously every now and then it might bug, especially Waze. It's not a massive thing. I think it's because of the connection. So sometimes when you're doing long drives, your actual icon on Waze lags a bit. That's when you're not on Waze. So again, I just think that's a connection issue. Other than that, everything seems to be perfect really. So if you guys haven't got Apple CarPlay yet, I would 100% recommend you to get it. Check the link below to see where you can get it for. I think it's still going around £250. So yeah, and make sure you check the install video for any help, and again, don't forget to rewire the optical cable.